Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well out there. We got ourselves a music show in our Newburyport studios today. Very excited about this. We got a first-timer on the show, the amazingly talented out of Boston, Massachusetts, Preston Lydotes in the house.
Throw me in the jailhouse. I played with the law, disturbed our peace. Been torn up for weeks, 'cause I was wrong. Well, I was raised to know better, and you were born to be the brightest light. Don't want another fight, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm tired of my pride being strong. If we lay in bed, will you rest your head on mine when it's time to move on? Sing for me again, love. Your melody is like a vital sign, and my rhythm fell behind. I was wrong. Was a weight to carry while you're away. It grabs me by the chest and then it begs for you to stay. We'll be all figured out with our world on a string. So I was wrong, I owe you everything. I was wrong, and I'm tired of my pride being strong. If we lay in bed, will you rest your head on mine when it's time to move on? Tired of my pride being strong. If we lay in bed, will you rest your head on mine?
Preston, nicely done. How are you, my man? Preston Lydotes in the house, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive from our Newburyport studios. Very nice. Love that.
Thank you so much for having me, Drew.
It's awesome, man. Good to have you. I've told you I'm a big fan of your stuff that I've heard so far. And you're a Berkeley boy, right? Originally, or out of college. I mean, you don't start college originally, but you're a Berkeley boy.
Just graduated, this past spring.
Awesome, man. How was that take for you? Did you enjoy your time there?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. It's been the best 4 years of my life.
Yeah.
By far. I've met so many wonderful people from all over the world who all are just as passionate about music as me. And I didn't think I would find that coming from high school, where it felt like no one in my town liked to play music or even respected musicians in the way that I wanted to feel noticed and seen. And then I came to Berkeley and I went from a big fish in a small pond to small fish in a big pond.
Yeah, but you
know
loved
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah, you loved it though.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was great. In the middle of my Berkeley experience, I decided to be a songwriting major because that's what I knew I felt the most comfortable with, and it felt like my best way of expressing who I was and what I wanted to say and provide to the world. Yeah. And that felt good and comfortable, but I wanted to learn a new language coming to college. And by my third semester, like going home for winter break, I'm like, I feel like I sort of understand this songwriting thing. I want to learn something new.
Yeah.
And Berklee just introduced this major called Independent Recording and Production. And it's this new bedroom studio based production, which is what all the modern day producers are doing.
The Billie Eilish
exactly.
yeah.
That was like the staple example they used throughout courses. It's just Phineas mixing, engineering, mastering, doing all that in his own bedroom. And that's what I wanted. That's what I felt like lacked from my songwriting experience, is how to translate that into like a full, proper pro band arrangement. So in the middle of Berklee, I added on that major, and I graduated with both of them, did a minor in the business of live music, and somehow got summa cum laude. Not that it really matters at Berklee.
I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, I took it seriously. I had some 4 a.m. homework nights for sure, and I don't know. I always wanted to feel like I was getting my money's worth, because it's not a cheap school, and I'm very grateful my parents let me go, and grateful that I was able to get like some scholarship stuff before going, and it was awesome.
Cool. Family support is so big for a musician's life, isn't it? It's
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's you can certainly do it without it. There's enough stories of that, but it definitely helps to have parents who are like, follow that path. You follow your dream, right?
I'm very lucky for sure.
That's awesome, man. And you're you're Boston through and through. You're living in Brighton. You're kind of in my old neighborhood there. You
Yeah.
liking Brighton these days?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love it. I live right near a park where I go and play tennis.
I'm a tennis guy too. I didn't know you were.
I grew up.
I like you more and more the more we talk.
Yeah, I did the tennis camp throughout elementary school. I did varsity in high school. Just barely made varsity. Like, I was kind of bad in high school, but I only had one more semester this past fall, and I was like, I'm right near a park. Like, let me just go and meet strangers and play. And I did that like a few times a week, every week. I loved it. It was a great escape from music. And Brighton is great. So many great places to eat, and so many Berklee people out there too. And the tea is so convenient when it's working. And
well said.
Yeah, it's a great place to be. Lots of rats and roaches, though.
That is city living, I think, everywhere. But yes, indeed. It's funny, you mentioned like having an outlet like tennis. It is because I get some people in here. I think that's very healthy. I get some people in here that do kind of. Sometimes it seems like they're so all in on the music and the business. There's a lot of business side to it too, especially when you're booking your own gigs and all that stuff. I do think it's nice to have that kind of outlet, though. Just something that, I don't know, blow off steam that doesn't have a guitar in your hand or something, right?
Yeah. I think that people are kind of lying when they don't say they have like another outlet.
Probably.
Not to call out your former guest.
You're saying they're lying to me.
But it's necessary. I feel like I need to clear my mind before creating again. Yeah. And that I can't just keep going and going and going. I've burnt out, especially while at Berklee. Sure. Of just consistently working on something and trying to get it done when all you need is space to get something done. Yeah. And I'm still learning that lesson. I still am so bad at taking breaks. Case in point where I got a little injured recently.
Yeah, he's in here with a broken foot right now, crutches and all.
Yes.
Yeah, you poor guy. How's it going? You're getting there, right?
Halfway through. As of right now, I'm halfway through my recovery. Yeah. I'm moving to Nashville at the end of the month, and I'll get the boot off right when that happens. So
a permanent move to Nashville, like you're moving out of Brighton to Nashville.
To Nashville.
That's a big one.
Yes, I'm starting to feel homesick already. I'm like pre-grieving my childhood a bit. But it's gonna be crazy. I've loved every visit I've gone. I've visited twice, and both those times, like, the community there is just so supportive and empowering. Yeah. As an independent, like, unsigned artist, shout out anyone who's listening and wants to sign an artist. Like, they're so great. All my friends, non-Berklee and Berklee friends who are there, just are so great at lifting each other up, and great songwriters, like super talented people down there. And it's so cheap. Yeah.
It's a little cheaper than Boston right now, right? You got to meet a friend of the show here, Jimmy McWilliams, who I know is down in Nashville. I think you guys talked for a little bit. That's kind of the cool thing about going down there, right? There's just like all these kind of new voices, new songwriters, new personalities to bounce ideas off of. It must kind of be like Berkeley, where everybody just kind of makes each other better, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna be an even smaller fish in the big pond, basically.
Yeah. To go back to our analogy.
Yes. It's there's that, but I think because everyone's in the real world, and I think the struggles in the real world are a lot more tangible and sometimes even harder. I think that makes the relationships even stronger and more essential. So word of mouth gets around, especially in Nashville, and I think at the end of the day, you just got to be a good person, and like stuff will work out for you. And I think that's going to be the way in Nashville.
Yeah. Now you're 22, Preston. You
22.
said that? You seem very I would, confident on stage, but you also seem very confident in like your songwriting. I have a good feel for your songs, not all of them, obviously, but it feels like you're not afraid to like take chances. Like you're gonna, you'll just write whatever the hell you really want to write, and that seems to be like a good place to be, I would imagine, in your songwriting career. It's good to have it early too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad my act is working.
It's all an act. No, but it does come across as very genuine, which is the ticket, I think.
I've been doing it for a little while now. I think my first non-lyrical song, like I would make songs on the piano in kindergarten when my Grammy was still giving me piano lessons back in the day.
Sure.
I would compose and make stuff then. So I've always sort of like
kindergarten.
That bug.
Nice.
Yeah, around that age, and I didn't take lessons for long. I just was self-taught.
Yep.
Up until I took proper voice lessons in high school. So all throughout elementary and middle, I just picked up a guitar or a piano whenever I wanted.
Okay.
And
the guitar started shortly after the piano.
Yeah,
like
it was
young
third
age.
grade. So what I like to consider the like origin story of wanting to be like a rocker is when I saw Back to the Future and Marty McFly doing Johnny Be Good on stage. I was like, I need to do that.
I like that.
Like he's Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, is probably like unaware of how many musicians' lives he's changed just from that scene. And I was one of them. And third grade for the talent show, I was like, I'm gonna play Johnny Be Good, and it was like the most rinky-dink rendition of like.
No duck walk?
Yeah, exactly. I think I like had some wrong strings here and there, but I would slide on the floor and feel like, I was playing to Madison Square Garden. Like, that movie was so sick. So I'm trying to remember what your original question was. Oh, songwriting. Just like feeling confident and whatnot. So around high school is when I started to write with lyrics, and especially during the pandemic, because I was a junior in high school when that happened.
That is weird, huh?
Yeah. And so everything got put on pause. I just got dumped by my what felt like at the time long-term high school girlfriend. She goes to another school.
They all do it.
They
high
all,
school.
Yeah. And I was crushed. I was like, prom is like 2 weeks away. I don't want to go. And then the pandemic happened, so I was like, low-key, I'm sorry that people are dying right now, but this is very convenient for my mental health. This is how I get canceled on your podcast.
No, I think you're fine. It is hilarious. But I'm happy there's no prom.
No, yeah. So when that happened, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep going with songwriting, and I will try and record stuff. So I got this like Scarlet. No, it wasn't Scarlet. That was college. A Focusrite. No, that's also the Scarlet. What's the Steinberg? I got a UR44 Steinberg interface because it was supposedly compatible with Cubase, which is the software I had a free download for. And I just plugged directly, like a cable directly from the like sustain pedal jack of my keyboard into that. And like everything was mono. But I was like programming drums from like a patch in my keyboard into the computer, and
you're still smiling about it.
Yeah, no, I felt like a wizard. Like I felt like a weird sonic wizard at the time because, like I said, it didn't feel like anyone around me was doing music or recording or writing, and I felt like a lot of the times growing up, people would judge me for wanting to do something creative, and like sure there was name calling and whatnot, but I just felt like that's what I wanted to do, and I guess in that sense, adding on that major always felt right.
Yeah.
I always like to record in my own space.
Well, the fact that you with your surroundings, you didn't necessarily feel comfortable sometimes with whatever it be, your town or whatever. The fact that you kept powering through probably told you, you really want to do
I'm
this.
I'm grateful for my family, like we talked about earlier, just being so supportive. Sometimes they can be like scarily supportive in a way where they're my parents. They're very emotional people like me. And
that doesn't go away, by the way.
Oh no, I'm sure it's the case with a lot of parents. But it's a two-way street. I have very supportive parents and friends too. The few who've stuck along for my journey.
I'm sure
very grateful for.
You're gaining a lot more fans as we go. Again, Preston Lydotes in the house here. Did you ever hear the Chuck Berry story about when he used to play live and he would like tour with bands that he'd go to a city and have a band waiting for him, and like he would not tell them like what they were gonna play or how they were gonna play it. And like I remember one of my guys is Springsteen. He had the E Street Band to be his backing band once, and like you can see the E Street Band sometimes looking at each other, and you think of them as like legends now. They're all behind there going, "Where are we going?" And that was the thing. And he would say like, "Stay with me, boys," and like stuff like that. And
that's funny.
Chuck Berry living, which is kind of interesting.
It's nice to keep the band on their feet. I resonate with that narrative for
Maybe
sure.
a little bit to the extreme with him.
Yeah, that is a little.
I also don't think he took the stage. If I remember from an old music book somewhere, I don't think Chuck Berry would take the stage without getting paid first.
I mean, straight up, I get that.
Back in those days, you know, sometimes you'd play and they'd say, "Yeah."
Yeah, and I mean,
different time.
Back in that day, being a person of color, like that's got its own obstacles.
He stood his ground. You want me? You pay me, and then I go.
Straight up.
Little Chuck Berry shout out for the day. There we go.
Became a legend.
You take us down some rabbit holes there. You got another one for us? We'll keep rolling.
Yes, it's in a weird tuning, but that first one I did was called Wrong, and it's off of my EP I just put out called Stranger at Best, and that was the lead single, and this was the third single off of that project called The Critic in Me.
Right. Thank you to Maeve Power, to our producer, putting this thing together for us. As always, thank you, Maeve. You are the best. Sarah Hayden, the boss. Our small but mighty team here in Newburyport. We love you. Again, Preston Lydotes in the house here for the very first time. First of many, hopefully. We're going to rope you in.
I hope so.
Boston artist, but soon to be Nashville, as we've learned. So
I can always Zoom.
Yes. You better visit.
Yes, and visit.
Preston Lydotes, live at Drew's house.
I've been stuck, unable to sleep when I'm alone and feeling beat. Breathing hurts, the air's too thick. The thought of being forgotten, well, it makes me sick. Yeah, being forgotten, well, it makes me sick. 'Cause it's true, I'm still the boy who wants to dream. Been caught in the loop with the critic in me. Never impressed with 90%. Anything less than a scrap my attempt. But as a child it was worth it, the price to be perfect. Now I'm just nervous to try. Oh, yeah, it's true. I'm still the boy who wants to dream. Been caught in the loop with the critic in me. Yeah, I know I'm impatient and the internet's a lie. Someone's gotta tell me I'll be alright. No, it's never been easy for anyone who loves your broken optimist who never live enough. It's true, I'm still the boy who wants to dream. I'm caught in the loop with the critic in me. I know I'm impatient and the internet's a lie. Someone's gotta tell me I'll be alright.
Preston in the house, live at Drew's house. Joppa Afternoon Drive. It's his first time on the show, playing some new songs. The new album is again called.
Yeah, my new EP is called Stranger at Best.
Stranger at Best.
Yes.
Exciting. You like? Do you feel like that attachment thing? Like I know a lot of songwriters, like when they started first putting music out into the real world, they're kind of like, I don't know. It's almost like it's like your baby going out there. Like this was mine. Now it's everybody else's.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I never feel like a song is fully done. Even the ones that I put out, I'm like, are you sure it doesn't need this one extra track? Or
Is it ready yet?
Every time I'm just like, no, I don't know. And then it's out, and you're like, well, that's it then. Gotta put it aside. So I feel that for sure.
You're able to finally turn that page and say, there is a moment where you say it's gone. Okay.
Yeah. And also, I help produce some of my other friends as well. My girlfriend, she's got an awesome project. I'll shout her out. It's called Clara K.
Oh, nice.
It's her name, and I've helped produce and co-write her recent two singles. First one was called On Purpose, and the second one's called Postcard Town. And those felt like I honestly was being more meticulous about that creative process as a producer.
Yeah, not being your song.
No,
yeah.
And so I feel like I can be more unbiased with those production decisions and like go through that checklist, and then once I've met all those, it's done.
Sure.
And I can feel good about it. And then when it comes to my stuff, there's that like personal bias where I'm like, it can't be done yet. It can't. So I have to try and remember that hat from working with other people, and that's what also
Do you ever, are you kind of, and I mean this in a good way, are you kind of a control freak when it comes to your own music?
Oh, yes. I've learned that kind of the hard way with some old bandmates.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine where that would be tough.
Yeah, I mean, starting out in Berkeley, I actually didn't know if I wanted to be a solo artist. I was like, I'm going to come here and I'm going to start a band. Because I grew up listening to Coldplay and the Beatles.
Yeah.
And
It's funny. I was just going to say, I hear very different. I was going to ask you who your roots are.
Yeah.
I don't mean to completely derail you, but I hear like those two things I hear.
yeah, and Nirvana and Radiohead I got heavy into during the pandemic. Huge influences. There's this band who's closer to my age. They're called the Backseat Lovers.
Okay.
And they're out of Salt Lake City, but they're awesome, and they're also a big influence. So I just grew up on bands, and I thought that was going to be the path. But lo and behold, I was like, man, I just want a finger on every part of my artistry, and that took some time to figure out. So,
Do you see yourself as always a solo artist, or are you still open to the band thing? You like the idea of it, you just maybe haven't found the right, perfect combination
yes,
yet.
I think that they say that solo artists go fast, but bands go far. And I think there's some truth to that, where if you have
I have never heard that in all these years of doing that shit. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll be honest and say I heard that quote from someone else, but it stuck with me.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find a group that like is giving it their all just as much as you, but if you do find that magic pairing where you feel equally creatively invested, or just have that magic ratio of creative investment, then that's awesome. And if I have that at some point, I'm totally open to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm cool repping my own story for the moment.
It's kind of a good way to do it, right? You go out there, you play your solo stuff for a while. You know, you're not putting any pressure on yourself to find a band. But if somebody comes along and says, I'd love to put my heart and soul into this song of yours, and they're all in, like maybe that's how it comes together someday. Who knows, right? It's good when you don't have to put the pressure on yourself. It's good when you're young like you are and you don't have to put the pressure on yourself.
For sure.
Again, Preston Lydotes in the house here, live at Drew's house. Joppa Afternoon Drive. It is his first time on the show, living in Boston right now, but soon to be Nashville. Any of you Nashville friends out there that want to get to see him, what's your plan when you land there? Are you just going to do you already got some connections made, or are you going to just start popping into random places?
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of friends from school down there, as well as some, business friend acquaintances I've found online who are down out that way. I've also had some teacher connects as well with collaborators they've worked with.
Berkeley's good about that, aren't they?
They're good.
Yeah.
I think Berkeley is what you make of it. And if you
Every college.
are adamant, okay, yeah, all right, I'll just stop saying
No.
quotes.
You're good, though.
I have been saying a lot of those. It's take the road less traveled.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Berkeley is always good with bringing all the professors in, and like the professors will help you if you go.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, anyway. So hopefully you'll get a lot of good connects in Nashville.
I'm honestly trying to like move there and build a home studio.
Oh,
just
nice.
to really maximize on my home production space.
Yep.
And work on the next batch of tunes.
It's just practical.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I'm applying for these houses and they're like, oh, show proof of income. And I'm like, self-employed. Yeah, so it's not the most conventional life, but it's one I want to do.
Here's a good one for you. Sometimes I can guess what the answer is going to be with people. I'm not sure. I actually wouldn't know where to start. Of the three major parts, songwriting, playing live, and recording, how would you rank them? 3 being your least favorite, like 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
I know.
Favorite children.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that.
All right.
It doesn't mean 3 sucks. It just means you genuinely love.
Nothing beats playing live.
Okay, so that's your one. Yeah.
That is one. That's always in my head when I make a wish for my birthdays. It's always like a picture of playing Red Rocks and like looking into that crowd.
Yeah.
So
are you getting that same feeling right now or no?
Oh, it's
close.
Yeah. Seeing you here, I'm like, what?
I love playing for Drew. Yeah. And then 2 would be.
Once again, being a producer and songwriter nowadays feels so intertwined. Like you can't, in my opinion, you can't be successful without one or the other. But I think I'll just go with my roots and say songwriting's number 2, production is 3. Production is the most learned thing that I've had to do, even though it is still intuitive.
Yep.
Like it's something that probably takes the most concentration. Although when I'm in a writer's block, like when I'm stuck for ideas, I can get really down on myself and like question everything.
Yeah.
Like, who am I? What am I doing with my career? If I can't come up with a song. Oh my gosh. The existential crises that I have are, it's crazy. But I think in an ideal world, if I was like a prolific songwriter and then like a decent producer, I'd feel much better than being a prolific producer and like an okay songwriter.
All right, very good. Well, answered very well. I love your songs, man. I love them from the first time I heard them. Sound great in here today, and look forward to following you here, even as you move off to Nashville for at least a little bit, right?
I hope you'll stay in touch, and I hope I can speak again.
Absolutely. We're going to have him play us out with one. Real quickly, the first time on the show, I always like asking people this. Think about the young songwriter, probably think of you like 10 years ago. What's the best advice for somebody who wants to do this?
Again, I'm going to say something that's probably been said a million
times. Go to the cliche bin, baby.
Stay on your path. Do not think about other people and how they might sound or look more developed or how they might have a better chance at it. Do what you feel like makes you feel the most like yourself. And if you are interested in songwriting, you got to hold on to that with all your strength and go back to your early days for why that made you gravitate towards the craft. And if you get caught up with scrolling online, looking at other awesome songwriters outside of the lens of research for how to get better, if you look at it for too long and start to question yourself, that's going to beat you up and eat you out alive. And that's been my biggest obstacle, I'd say, is and I know so many other people just from being at Berkeley too and soon to be Nashville, like it's a huge pool of talent. And if you try to figure out why am I not good enough or not as good as someone else, you're just never going to find that answer. The answer should always be like, how can I be the most myself?
Awesome. Speaking from experience and everything. I love that answer. Preston Lydotes, outstanding. First time on the show for him. This has been a pleasure. Hope you've all enjoyed. He hobbled in here on a broken foot. I'm catching him on a very busy week. I know that for a fact. I thank you so much for making the time, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me come in and speak.
Awesome. Love your stuff. Take us home with one, will you? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do a little campfire-y tune. For some reason, it's my most popular song at the moment online. It's called The Fallout, and it's also off of that EP. It's the closing track.
All right. Preston Lydotes live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Go check him out. I have a feeling you're going to be seeing a lot of him in the years to come. He is fantastic. And then, again, thank you to Maeve Power, our producer here. Sarah Hayden, the boss, makes it all happen. Our small but mighty team here in Newburyport. Preston, bringing us home.
Well, it takes one to know one, and man, I knew you. We held each other's hands till our fingers turned blue. But as time passed by, our loving grew apart. And the fallout is a lit cigarette and a broken heart. If I did it all again, I think I would have tried to make another year work and see if I'd survive. But you blocked out my number, yeah, you were too smart. So the fallout is a lit cigarette and a broken heart. Oh, what's on your mind? Show me a sign that a flame wasn't all waste. And it's hard to admit that I'm not the same, and your heart to replace. Soft eyes, warm face. So I sit in my cell right here alone, 'cause it's easier to cry when no one else is home. Well, I hope you always know I loved you from the start. But the fallout is a lit cigarette and a broken heart. Yeah, the fallout is a lit cigarette